Hello and welcome to FSL Weekly. In this week's episode, we will discuss the latest news, such as the latest preparation updates on Milano Cortina Winter Olympics and the upcoming World Athletics Cross Country Championship happening on January 10th. Let's start with our first headline of the week. With the 2026 Milano Cortina Winter Olympics approaching, weather conditions and snow reliability have become one of the biggest concerns for organizers. However, according to recent updates, preparations are now back on track. Speaking to Reuters, International Ski and Snowboard Federation President Johan Elias said that Olympic preparations are proceeding as planned and that snowmaking and infrastructure work are progressing well across all venues. He noted that recent cold weather has helped ease earlier concerns about snow prediction. Key competition locations have benefited from improved conditions, allowing organizers to move forward without major delays. Elias acknowledged that Italian officials had faced growing scrutiny in recent months due to construction delays, funding gaps, and climate-related risks, especially after warm start to winter raised doubts about snow safety. Still, he emphasized that organizers have the technical capacity and resources needed to manage these challenges. While admitting that weather conditions can never be fully controlled, Elias pointed out that contingency planning is standard practice at major sporting events. Backup days have already been added to the race schedule, allowing competitions to be postponed if heavy snowfall or adverse weather disrupts events. Looking ahead, Elias also stressed the importance of sustainability in future Winter Olympic Games. He argued that priority should be given to high-altitude venues with strong snow reliability, ideally using a limited rotation of existing locations to reduce costs and environmental impact. For now, Elias says there are no major unresolved issues ahead of the Games. All most critical aspects are progressing as planned, he stated. A reassuring message as the countdown to Milan Cortina 2026 continues. Moving on, Florida is preparing to welcome some of the world's best distance runners as the World Athletics Cross Country Championship Tallahassee 26 take place on Saturday, January 10. This 46th edition of the World Cross Country Championship will bring together more than 500 athletes from around 65 countries competing across 5 championship races, the senior men's and women's events, the U20 men's and women's races, and the mixed relay. It marks a historic return of the championship to the United States, which is hosting the events for the third time, following previous editions in New York in 1984 and Boston in 1992. This will be the first time in over 30 years that the world's top cross-country runners compete on U.S. soil. The competition will take place at Appalachian Regional Park in Tallahassee, Florida, one of the country's premier purpose-built cross-country venues. This venue has earned a reputation for delivering fast, fair, and technically challenging races. The course is inspired by Florida's natural landscape and will feature sand, water, mud, rolling hills, and signature red clay paths, along with a distinctive roller coaster section. Two looping circuits wind through scenic pine trees, with four designated challenge areas that senior athletes will face multiple times during the 10-kilometer races. Race distances vary by category in cross country. The senior men's and women's race are each 10 kilometers, while the U20 women compete over 6 kilometers and the U20 men over 8 kilometers. Team competitions allow up to 6 athletes per country, with the top 4 finishers scoring points. The team with the lowest combined total wins. The mixed relay, which opens the program, features teams of the women and 2 men running in the order man-woman, with athletes transferring a wristband in a designated takeover zone. Beyond medals and titles, the championship highlights the unique nature of cross-country running, a discipline raced over natural terrain where athletes must adapt to changing surfaces, elevation, and weather conditions. Unlike track events, cross-country has no official world records due to course variation, but championship performances often see winning times of around 28-30 minutes for men and 31-34 minutes for women over 10 kilometers. As the world's best distance runners line up in Tallahassee, the event will not only crown men global championship but also reaffirm cross-country's place as one of athletics' most demanding and tradition-rich disciplines. That concludes this week's episode of Hevsel Weekly. This week was full of athleticism. We have explored the latest updates on the Winter Olympics and the details on the 46th World Athletics Cross Country Championship. Thanks for listening to Hevsel Weekly. See you next time.